Okay. Hello, friends. Unfortunately, I forgot to push record until about halfway through class today. So I'm just sending you a YouTube video of what we did today. And we did flowers and bugs in case you guys want to do this later on. After your cooking class, which sounds so exciting. A different little flower combination there. And then we have our little daisy with our little bee. And we have our, I call them groovy flowers, with our butterfly. Okay, so we're going to get started. First, we're going to do our sunflower. And I may have set this up a little odd. As you can see, we used our little Oreo in the middle there. But what you're going to do when you're icing your cupcake is there's a little imaginary circle right in the middle where you're not going to ice too much. What you're going to do is gently pull out with your yellow and a small star tip. If you don't have a small star tip, a big one is fine. And you're just going to make those awesome little sunflower petals. And keep pulling out away from the center of the cupcake. And if you need to layer them up so you're covering all the cupcake, you can. And I will show you as we go here. All right. So those are your petals there. And then essentially you're going to take one of your Oreos and put it in the middle. Ta-da! Now, I like to add just a little bit of green leaf. That's why I asked you to make a little bit of green fondant. And what you're going to do is just going to pinch off a little bit, roll it into a ball, and then we're going to make that, we're just going to pinch one end into a little funny little rounded triangle. And it looks like a leaf. And I like to get sort of technical with it and use my toothpick to make little indentation like veins in the leaf. Okay, so then you're just going to pluck that little leaf on the side of your cupcake. And I wish it was a little bit cooler in this room because things are just melting. So our second cupcake is, now I asked you guys to make a favorite accent color, so I did purple, but whatever color you chose, just get your star tip. If you have a different star tip, or you can wash that one out, that you use the yellow. And this is pretty much just, we're just dotting and pulling up. So essentially what we're doing is we're making a little bouquet of tiny little flowers. And you're just going to continue to do that until your cupcake is covered. All the way through. And then I took my yellow with a writing tip, which is a number 3 tip. And I went in the center of every single little star that there is. I added a little middle to each flower. I sure hope you guys have fun at your class today. That sounds pretty cool. I wonder what you made. Actually, I need to take a cooking class. I'm pretty good at decorating, but cooking, I don't know. So then you sort of have like a little bouquet. Now at this point I did add another little leaf. You can see my other one that I did during class. Oh, my little ladybug. So if you want, you can make your leaves even bigger and longer. You certainly don't have to, but you can. This class definitely gives you a little bit more room to be a little more creative with your colors. And if you want to try a different kind of flower with a different kind of tip that you have, you can feel free to do that too. So I just sort of wrapped my little leaf there. So that is our second one, and what we're going to do to this guy, we're going to add the ladybug, which is super cute. And what did I do? Oh, I don't have very much red left. I might have to do a little ladybug. I'll do a small one. So in one of my ladybugs that I did for class, the one for class, I used the Oreo for the head. Oops. And then in this different one that I did for an example, I used fondant for the head. You can do either one you want. They both look, I think they both look equally as cool. So you can do that. So this little ladybug's gonna be pretty small because unfortunately I don't have, oh, shoot, sorry. I do have, actually, a little more red. Oh, that's even better. Let's see if I can get this to stick. That's working not so well. Okay, there we go. That's good. That is good. So a little bit more red right here, as long as it's not dry. Oh, good, it's not dried out. So we're going to make your little ladybug's body. And that's just a little ball of red fondant. And we're going to put it on there. So I feel like an Oreo would be a little bit too big for her head, because mine is pretty small. So I'm going to use black fondant for his head, or her head, whichever. I'm going to put it on there like that. I'm going to add some eyeballs to the fondant in the black part. Now, if you have your black accent bag, you can use that to make the line down your ladybug's back and the dots, or you can use fondant. Since I have the fondant right here, I'm going to use it. I'm going to roll out a little strip, and then I'm going to go down the back. And then I'm going to do a little bit of both. I'm going to use this accent bag to make my little teeny dots. And when you guys are done with your cupcakes, I know that, let's see, Grayson and Michael might just use his, for this class, I think save him for the video game class, which is super fine too. Charlie, if you make some cool cupcakes, post them to the page, because it sure is fun to see what you guys make. So that was our cool little flower with our cupcake. Now this one is a daisy. So when you're making this, you're going to use a 104 rose tip, or you can use a number 10, which is a round tip like this, or you can use a rose tip, show you a little closer, like this. If you have those in your bag, I know that you have a number 10, so you can also use that. You're going to make these petals by going up from the center and back down. Now I'm going to give you an example this way, and then I'm going to show you with the 10. And it really is going to give you a similar look. It's not that big of a deal which one you use. Those are the petals that you're going to get with that 104 tip. Oop. And I still have purple in there. see. Let me see what I have in my cool. It's got some new stuff in today. I can't find what I'm looking for. Want a round tip without frosting in it would be good. There we go. So if you only have that, that's fine. It is so hot in here right now. It's pretty much hot everywhere. So this is how you would do it if you're using a large round tip. You're going to start from the center and you're just going to pull out. And you're just going to pull out from the center towards you. Okay, so similar looks. Really, two different tips, not too much difference there. Then you're going to take your yellow and fill it in the middle. All right. All right. So on this cupcake, what I did is I made a bee. And at that point, you're just going to take your yellow fondant and roll it into a ball. And then sort of roll it more into an oval. And I did, on one of these, I did two little bees. And then my one for class, I just did one. And set your little bee on there. And then I'm going to put some little eyes on. Okay. And I put his little eyes on. I'm a bee. I'm working on it. So once again, if you have the black fondant, you can use that for his stripes, or you can use your little black accent bag. It's always nice to have that for details and such. And there you go for a little stripe. And just rolling that out and sort of just making a long piece. And then, so you have your stripes for your little bee. And we will use a little bit of white fondant. Oh, there it is. Mine is getting out a little bit colored, but that's okay. And we're going to make a tiny little wing for this little guy. And put it on there like that. You've got a wing. And you're just pretty much squishing it into, making a ball and then squishing it down and sort of tapering it into. There you go. Some wings. Hello. All right, now the last cupcake that we're gonna do, we're going to use that number 10. Maybe you have an 8, maybe you have a 10. Sometimes they come in a variety of, they're very similar, they may do the same thing, they're just, one is a little bit smaller than the other. And this is what I forgot to grab for the video, is some more 6-lets. All right, sorry about that, guys. So, at this point, you're using that large round tip, and you're just going to pull in from the outside. You're going to, a little bit of pressure, little petal, sort of a fat little petal, and then you decrease pressure as you come in towards the middle of the flower. Whoop. And this is what you end up with. Which with whatever accent color you wanted to use. During class we had a lot of blues, we had a few purples, a lot of blue. Everybody loves blue. So you're going to use your 6-slits. And it looks like we're putting the middle of the flower on because I'm going to put a petal, or I'm going to put a 6-slit, sorry, right here in the middle. So, oh, well, look at that flower. That's so cool. But then, no, not over. We're going down, down, below 2, up, and then our little head. This is the body of your butterfly. I'm going to use one of those accent colors that you made. Fondant, Wise. Whoop, whoopsie doopsie. Place that there for one wing. I don't think our swamp cooler is working properly. Woo! Okay, then you've got your other wing there on the other side. Now I'm going to choose a different color to do my other ones with. And they don't need to be too big or thick since we're working with such a small little canvas here. Just going to roll that into a ball and then squish it down. Taper one end so it looks a little more wingish. Wingish, you know. And then you have your little butterfly. Okay? And I know we didn't have a bug on our sunflower, so at the end of class today, I did challenge everyone. I said, well, what do you have left? What do you have left for your 6-slits, for your fondant? What do you have left? And so what I did, because I had some 6-slits left, and this one is going to be cool because I have a lot of green. So I'm just making sort of a little caterpillar, we'll say. This guy's pretty long, actually, with my leftover 6-slits. And then, with my little accent bag, I made little leggies. A lot of them. And that's just by just a little bit of pressure to the bag, and then boop, boop. There we go. And there you go. There's your little bug on your sunflower. All right, kiddos, I hope you have a wonderful day, and that, sorry that I didn't get class recorded. I was having a little trouble getting on, and then it happened, and then here we go. You get a video on YouTube. So have a good day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.